Today on an all-new Dr. Phil. Is he being stalked
She'll hide behind that tree. She will bang on my door.
by his ex-girlfriend?
He doesn't want you to. I don't care what he wants.
He says that he's gone to sleep only to wake up and find you in bed with him.
Never happened.
Leave now. Get off my property now.
Did you key his car?
Yeah, I keyed his car.
He doesn't want you there.
I don't care.
I had to get a restraining order
Why do you not adhere to it?
because I'm in love with her.
Let's do it.
Have a good show, everybody. Here we go.
This is a safe place to talk about hard things.
Stand by. We'll count you down.
Today's going to be a changing day in your life.
5, 4.
I am not giving up on you. Well, today, a teen girl so obsessed with her on again, off again, on again, off again boyfriend, he says that she has become a stalker, forcing him to get a restraining order for 3 years. So we're talking committed stalker. She calls him hundreds of times a day, hides behind the bushes to watch his every move. She breaks into his house and waits for him in his bedroom. And she says it's all in the name of love. Now, Christy says her 19-year-old daughter, Corinne, started dating 17-year-old Jack almost 2 years ago, and every time they break up, Corinne becomes, in her terms, a crazy ex-girlfriend. Take a look.
Jack is my boyfriend and we're in love.
Corinne's insane and crazy.
Honey, you can't go.
I don't care. I don't give
Even if he denies it, I know he loves me.
Leave now. Get off my property now.
Jack will kick me out of his house.
When I physically have to pick her up and put her outside of my house, she will go to my handle on my door and go like this, up and down. She will bang on my door over and over again.
I get anxious, so I'll start calling him 100 or more times in a day.
He doesn't want you here.
Well, if he wants to block me, then he can. I have hidden around Jack's property to see if he'll bring a girl home.
She stalks me in these bushes right outside over here. She'll hide behind that tree, and when I come outside and I'm looking for her, she'll even crawl under the deck.
I've had to hide from the police because they've been called twice.
She will literally jump over neighbors' fences and yards and properties and hide out. About 3 weeks, I didn't have any contact with Corinne at all, and she came out to my house and keyed my car up all around the car, the hood, all 4 sides, keyed the windows.
I started going through his phone and hacking his Snapchat and Instagram.
I've had to change my phone number twice. I caught her on her phone actually logged into my accounts. I've had to change all my passwords into these, crazy passwords that I don't even know. I can't even remember them.
My relationship with Jack is very difficult, but I love him and I want to be with him all the time.
I've caught her for hiding behind my hot tub. She would literally get this close up to my blinds and look through the tiny, tiny little holes and just sit there and just watch me. I would come home and Corinne would be hiding, and all of a sudden I'd get bangs on my door over and over again, and then boom, Corinne's in my house. I would kick Corinne out, and then she would end up breaking through my sister's window, and I'd wake up at night and guess who would be right next to me? Corinne. She's like one of those type of girls. It's like, if she can't have me, no one else can. Nobody in their right mind should be doing anything like that. That's how people get killed.
I don't care.
Well, now, I've been married for 41 years, so it's been a long time since I've been on the dating market, but I don't remember it being this complicated. Jack says Corinne moved into his house when they first started dating, and she's practically never left. Corinne's mom, Christy, is worried that her daughter is going to wind up going to jail if she doesn't stop stalking Jack. That's her term. But Corinne says she's in love with Jack, and she knows that he loves her too. Corinne says he just has a little problem with cheating, and so she just needs to keep an eye on him.
Corinne, you need to get off of his property or you're going to end up in jail again.
Fine, then I'll wait by the gate.
My daughter Corinne's relationship with her boyfriend is sick and obsessive.
But I want to go back to his house. I want to see what he's doing. It's really hard for me to leave.
You don't need to go there. You're not supposed to go there. He doesn't want you to go there. He doesn't want you to.
I don't care what he wants.
Corinne!
After she met Jack, Corinne stopped going to school.
Jack would call me to pick him up for lunch, or he just wanted to go home because he didn't feel good, so he would ask me to come pick him up. There was an entire month where I did live at Jack's house and did his homework for him. Because of me, Jack got to graduate early, but I had dropped out and I didn't get to graduate.
She's been fired from probably 4 or 5 jobs because she wants to be with Jack.
At work, I would constantly think that he was cheating on me, so I would leave early.
Corinne will get desperate. She will beg me to take her out to his house. She will sit and cry. She will text me over and over the same thing. Take me out there, take me out there.
Can you please take me out there? Why?
No, we're not going there.
Just take me out there. Yes.
You don't belong out there.
care.
Well, I do.
It's crazy. I mean, she will do anything to get out to his house. She'll call friends. She'll try to borrow money. I mean, she would get desperate enough to walk if she had to.
No, take me where I want to go. So just take me.
Honey, you can't go.
I don't care. I don't give a.
He doesn't want you
I
there.
don't care. I don't give a.
I just feel like I need to get back where he is as fast as possible.
Corinne's obsession with Jack is ruining her life.
Well, now, where is Jack? Well, he's not allowed to hear the show and must remain 100 yards away because of the restraining order. So we're going to talk to him later in the show, which means we're going to have to do some switching out with tape measure and keep him 100 yards away. Now, do you agree that your behavior, did you watch the tape pieces?
Yeah. No, I believe my behavior is out of control, and I even think that, I have crazy moments. When I first met him, it was completely different. There was no cheating, there was no lying, there was no anything.
It seems like if there was lying and cheating, that you would be less interested in him, not more.
I just wanted to give him a second chance, and then it was...
You didn't graduate from high school because you were so obsessed with him, and according to your mom, you couldn't stay in school because you would go to give him rides, or he would want you to come over for sex, or go pick things up for him. You've lost jobs. How is that love? I don't get that.
Honestly, it turned into basically a nightmare. When it first started, it was fine. We were fine. Everything was fine. And then it turned into me basically dropping everything for him, and if I didn't want to be yelled at or mad at. I've been beat for not doing things for him, so that was by Jack. Jack has beat me if I didn't do stuff for him, so it was more of a thing like that.
Wait, hold on. But again, that would seem to me to be more of a reason to get the hell away from somebody instead of being attracted to him. Because I've said a million times, if you have to stop being all of who you are to be half of a couple, price is too high. So you're saying that he's cheated on you, lied to you, and now beat on you. So you've just got to have him so much that you're hiding under the deck?
His deck is closed off. You can't hide under it. And I've never hid under the trees where he says I have. I mean, literally.
You said you hide in the bushes.
No, I've never even hid. I've had sat on his steps in the hot tub. I was in the corner, but I was never
Have you hid and watched for him?
No, he can see me when he pulls up if he wants to, but I'm not hiding
but you've stood there, you've lurked.
Yeah.
Let's call it lurked.
Yeah.
You didn't hide, but you lurked.
Yeah.
Well, here's an example of Jack's phone logs. Now, this is after the restraining order. This is just 2 days, and because he has your number blocked, so you do *67, so it's no caller ID. And this shows that you're calling him 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80 times a day.
There is a backstory to that, too. I mean, there's a lot of I'm not saying that, I'm saying I shouldn't do that, but there is, we will be fine, and out of the blue, he can turn into, basically, I want space, I'm gonna go, whatever, sleep with another girl, and then I'll call him, and he won't answer, and then that's when 4 hours later, 5 hours later, even at 12 a.m. before, he's asked for me to come back, and basically, I have anxiety, can you come back and be with me?
Okay, what do you make of this?
To me, she's obsessed. It's an absolute obsession.
Well, we've
And,
all agreed on that.
Yeah, I feel like she doesn't want him to find someone else. Like, if it's not going to be her, it can't be anyone else. And she's going to be that person to wait and find out. And, you know, if another girl shows up, she's going to be right there to stop it.
If he's going to find somebody else, don't have me involved.
Is there a criteria? Is there something that would cause you to say, I'm not putting up with this. I'm out. I'm gone.
I mean,
Yes or no?
I don't think so. I mean, I don't know. Honestly,
No?
is the answer, but yeah, I don't know.
There's absolutely not.
He says that he's gone to sleep only to wake up and find you in bed with him.
I've never snuck in without him knowing.
On the creep meter. And later,
I've caught her hiding. I came to visit my son, and you were hiding.
did
in
you
your
key
car.
his car?
Yeah, I keyed his car.
Why?
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. She lost over 300 pounds.
She's getting a lot more notice.
I'm not used to the attention.
But is her fiancé
You feel controlled by him.
happy with her new look?
Where did these come from?
Never in my life have I been physical with anybody. You can put me down all you
I'm
want.
not putting you down. I'm asking you questions.
The worst one on myself is me. I beat myself up.
Well, I don't worry about you beating yourself up. I'm worried about you beating her up.
That's tomorrow.
Well, here's a text that she sent to the producers a couple of nights ago. I mean, basically, I don't want to do this show. I don't think that it's fair that nothing is going my way. This trip was for me and him to have time together. Now his mom is being a bitch, and it's not like I can see him Monday because he and I have to be apart. So honestly, I don't want to do blank is the attitude I have right now. Okay, then there was a second part of this where you refer to a vacation for you guys to come out to L.A. and have a vacation. You sent that, and here's this. This was to Jack, 8:45 a.m. Hi, it's Corinne. I can't sleep because my anxiety, and this is not a new number. I really have done everything you've asked me to do. This was for you and me to get away and have fun and just spend a little time rather than no time would work for me. I'm not trying to be annoying. I just want to do something with you. All I'm asking is for a dinner or a lunch for just a little time. I don't think that's too much to ask for. I love you and miss you. I could even Uber to your hotel and we could just go swimming, and that would be literally okay with me. Will you please hang out with me?
I mean,
Well, before going on this trip, they were getting along.
I didn't want to do the show.
They
Like,
were both
What
into
about the
this.
restraining order?
his parents don't listen to it. We haven't listened to it. He doesn't listen to it. When he got the restraining order, we didn't talk for 3 weeks after the restraining order was in place, and then that's when he started sneaking me in his house. Then his dad found out that I was there after the month of February, when I was basically in the house for the whole month doing his work while he went to school so that he could graduate February 23rd instead of graduating in May early. So he graduated early.
Okay, now he graduated because you
Because
would stay home and do his homework.
Yeah.
You dropped out and stayed home and did his homework so he could graduate. Does this fit in your ear okay? I mean, doesn't
No,
this sound
actually,
like,
it's
whoa,
not. Yeah, I
holy.
mean, yeah, obviously I wanted to graduate, but there were, I mean, there was things that had happened if I didn't do the work. And there was, I mean, we were fighting in the month of February, so there was really no way for me to, I mean, really like get home. He wouldn't get me an Uber if I didn't do the work. He wouldn't let me leave if I didn't do the work.
But then don't go.
But I was already there. Like, he wouldn't.
Then leave. You've gotten away. In fact, they've ordered you away by law. So it's not like you're trapped. You've been ordered to leave. Let me ask you this, last question before we take a break. Have you snuck in the house where he goes to bed alone and wakes up with you in his bed?
No, that's never happened. He would hit, no.
Because he
hear,
says that's happened. I mean, hell, you might as well admit it if it's true.
No, I've never snuck in his house. And the one, when he talks about me breaking through his sister's window, that was one time where he put me outside with nothing on in the middle of the freezing cold, and she wasn't home or she was out of town, and I had no way home, so I got through.
So he's never gone to bed only to wake up and find you in bed with him?
No, I've never snuck into his house while he's been asleep. He would hear it. I mean, his bedroom door, when you open it, it makes a click, and he wakes up every single time.
But his window might not. I don't know.
He doesn't have a window to his room.
But he says that he's gone to sleep only to wake up and find you in bed with him.
I've never snuck into his house while he's sleeping, and then
because that's
woken up.
On the creep meter.
Yeah, obviously, yeah. He does, I mean, he drinks and does Xanax bars together, which will fog your memory, where he's told me to go home, he's went out with his friends and got drunk, and then taken his Xanax bar to go to sleep, and then basically had me come over. But that's it. I've never snuck in.
Maybe he just forgot asking you, is what you're saying?
I've never snuck in without him knowing, so I mean...
Okay, well, When we come back, Jack's mom says she's convinced Corinne will snap one day and do the unthinkable. We'll ask her what she means by that after the break.
I've admitted to have Corinne over, even when the restraining order was in place. But as soon as I let you into my home, there's no telling when you're gonna leave. Weeks, 2 weeks, a year.
And later, has it gotten physical between you two?
I just lose it, and that's when I start getting physical with her.
The night that he beat her up and she was in the hospital, he started texting her.
I'm in love with her.
Your son was a part of my family.
My son has never been a part of your family.
Why are you dating a 14-year-old child? That's a fourth-degree felony.
You're just a loser, Paul. You're a verbally abusive dictator. You're the failure of a parent. You're the failure of a parent.
You have no job. You are living in the car.
I have 2 vehicles.
Does the other one have a windshield?
Who do you think you're talking to? I am your father.
Your daughter, we know, is violent and physical.
Shut the f up!
And you want to get up in her face and say, what are you doing?
I hate myself so much. There are times where I just want to die. But if I kill myself, I know my family would be so hurt. So that's why I just hurt myself. So they wouldn't have to pay for a funeral.
I had to get a restraining order against Corinne because she was nonstop stalking me.
Leave now. Get off my property now.
And when I was downtown with another female just walking around, she showed up and she tried to fight her. The girl called the cops, and then me and my mom got a restraining order the next week.
You need to get off of his property or you're going to end up in jail again.
I mean, my life could be at jeopardy because, you know, she is just that crazy.
Jack's mom, Britt, says ever since Jack met Corinne, his anxiety has been out of control. She says Corinne won't give him any space and he just can't breathe. But Corinne's mom, Christy, says if Jack is so anxious around her daughter, why does he keep luring her back in? Here's what Jack has to say about that.
The whole 2 years that I've known Corinne, it's been completely hard to try to cut her off. I'm home by myself a lot of the times, and I get lonely and I get depressed, and I have anxiety really bad, and sometimes I do need the comfort of another human being next to me to be able to calm me down. I've admitted to have Corinne over, even when the restraining order was in place. She calms me down. It's a real, like, tug-of-war type of game with her. It's like, yeah, okay, I can have you over, you can come for me and chill out, but as soon as I let you into my home, there's no telling when you're gonna leave. Weeks, 2 weeks, month, 3 months, a year. Every time I have Corinne over, I really regret it because I know that it is going to be the biggest struggle to get her out of my house. Now, I'm completely determined to get Corinne out of my life for good. I know I can do way better in life. I can find a girl that won't key my car, won't stalk me outside of my house, that has a job, has goals in life, goes to college, and wants to build a future. And with Corinne, there is no future.
Well, Jack's mom, Britt, is joining us now, and Jack will be joining us later. He can't be here while she's here because of a restraining order that apparently sometimes is respected and sometimes is not. But, Britt, this seems just way off the charts.
It's gotten to the point where I'm really afraid. It's escalating. It's escalating to the point of they're getting physical with each other. And which means to me it's only going to get worse than that, and I'm afraid someone's going to get really hurt.
Yeah, you compare this to what the movie Fatal Attraction, where he can't get away from her.
Yeah. The obsession and how she finagles him to decide what he's doing or to let her in, I don't know.
Well, here's one of his texts to her. I'm going to have a girl over and go to the beach and blank her. Love you. I'll send you pictures too, because I know you'll want them.
And this is them not broken up.
And then 3 little kissy lips emojis. That sounds like high school kids bickering back and forth. But have you talked to her about staying away?
Well, like I said in the beginning, I used to talk with Corinne a lot. And I had told Christy, too, I said, I've never disrespected your daughter, and there was no name calling or threatening. It was, Corinne, you need to, you know, give Jack his space.
And you two agree on a lot of things, right?
Correct.
You two mothers agree.
Correct.
That she
The
is
behavior.
obsessed and out of control and over the top, right?
With the behavior, absolutely.
I've made a list of some of the questionable behavior according to Jack. And he says about Corinne that she sleeps in the car under the deck, hacks his Instagram, Snapchat, and email, hacks into her mom's phone, Jack's new number, checks messages from family, friends, and girls, blocks 20 to 30 friends because they're girls, makes fake social media accounts so she can follow and watch, got pregnant on purpose, threatens to kill and burn the house down, pretends that Britt calls school and work, wakes up with her in my bed. She says that never happened.
I think every single one of those is absolutely true.
Do you let her lay around the house till 2 in the afternoon in bed and not do anything?
No.
What does she do? She doesn't have a job.
She's not at home. She's never at home. She's always at Jack's house. If she comes home, it's to take a shower and change her clothes, and then she's back with
And then
Jack.
go stand at the driveway and watch the house?
Oh, no, they're together most of the time.
He doesn't tell his mom the full story. So his mom gets half the story, and then it makes, he has...
How much is she over there watching the house?
I've caught her watching, I've caught her hiding. You remember the time that I turned my car towards you and you flew down the street at 100 miles per hour because you knew it was me. And I came to visit my son, and you were hiding.
Did you key his car?
Yeah, I keyed his car.
Why? What does that accomplish?
Nothing. And that was honestly out of anger, and I've already apologized to him. I've already told him I would, like, that if I had the money for it, I would pay for it to get fixed.
So you don't have a job, but if you did, you'd...
I would gladly
pay
get the
for that.
scratches out.
Okay, look, all right, we're going to take a break. Coming up, Jack has a 3-year restraining order against Corinne, and they may not be following it, but having spent my life in the litigation arena, I do respect court orders. Corinne is going to leave the stage for a bit and go 100 yards away so we can have Jack come out and tell his side of the story. So we'll meet him next.
I've gotten physical with Corinne because she won't leave. I've choked her out before. I've slammed her on the deck really hard. I've dragged her down the street. I've literally lost my whole mind.
Jack is a narcissistic, manipulative liar. Jack enjoys seeing Corinne crazy over him. Even though Jack got a restraining order in March, they are still together. Jack was sneaking her out to his house late at night, and she would park her car at a local restaurant and then Uber over to his house and spend the night there. Jack has a car with no license, so Corinne takes him everywhere that he wants to go, for sex and for rides. Jack likes having power over her. Jack is not an innocent victim in this.
So you've been 100 yards away because of the restraining order.
Yes.
Why did you get the restraining order?
I got the restraining order because I was downtown in public with another girl with my friends, and she decided to show up and start trying to fight these other girls. And I realized that this was going to keep happening anytime I went out in public.
But then why do you not adhere to the restraining order?
Because I'm in love with her.
Uh-huh. Well, but yet you say that you want her to stay away.
Yeah.
That's a mixed message to her that's very confusing.
Yeah, no, I understand.
In fact, it's confusing to me.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I understand, and I can understand it's a matter of degree.
Yeah.
Because you're saying, I do love her, but I don't want to be smothered by her.
I don't.
Have you gone to bed alone and only to wake up and find her in bed with you?
I have.
Because she says absolute didn't happen.
Okay, well, that is cream for you.
You say he's a narcissistic liar. Why do you say that?
Because he uses the restraining order as soon as he's had enough of Corinne, as far as, I want to be by myself, I don't want you here anymore, or he gets pissed off at her.
Right.
Then he'll call and use the restraining order. Jack will say things like, oh, I never want to speak to her again, and I'm done, and you know, this time that's it. And, you know, the night that he beat her up for her going over there and she was in the hospital, he started texting her while she's sitting there in the emergency room. Right after, not even 15 minutes goes by that you say you never want to see her again.
Has it gotten physical between you two?
Yeah, it's gotten physical between me and her.
Well, how so?
To the point where, I mean, she will not leave my property or my house, so I physically have to pick her up and put her outside of my house. And then after that, she will bang on the door, and she will go around all the doors, waking up everyone in the household, and she will crawl through my sister's bedroom door, breaking through the house, and then that's when I completely lose my whole everything. I just lose it, and that's when I start getting physical with her.
Corinne has admitted to me that Jack hits her in places that don't show up, such as ribs, stomach, legs.
I've got physical with Corinne because she won't leave, and especially when she's breaking into my house, and he is starting to get physical with me, kicking me in my private, spitting in my face. Like, I just can't take that. I don't really try to hurt her, but she weighs like 100 pounds, so I mean, it's pretty easy to hurt the girl, but I mean, I really just try to pick her up and put her outside. That's really my main goal, to try to get her out.
On May 17th, I saw it firsthand. Corinne came home with bruises and choke marks on her neck. I had to take her to the hospital.
I'm not gonna lie, I've choked her out before. I've slammed her on the deck really hard. I've dragged her down the street, like on a dirt road. I've literally lost my whole mind. There's certain times where I've broken down so hard that I'd rather be in jail just so I can get space away from this crazy girl, literally.
Jack is a danger to Corinne.
Corinne is pushing way over the limit.
Yeah, no, you wouldn't rather be in jail. And look, you need to learn this now rather than later. You don't ever put your hands on a woman in anger for any reason, ever, period, ever. And they're life decisions. And life decisions are decisions that we make one time, and then that just kind of becomes a philosophy. And there are things like, I don't steal. So it's like if you wake up in the morning and you're headed off to work, you say, oh, I'm a little short on cash. Do I want to stop by and rob that 7-Eleven or go by the ATM? You don't have to go through that every day.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you've already decided, I don't steal.
Yeah.
You've already made that life decision, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Make one that you don't hit women. And if your relationship with her is such that you just lose it around her, then be around somebody else. If you can't control yourself around her, just don't be around her.
Yeah, no, I'm not trying.
I don't want you to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Really, I don't want you to be in trouble, and I don't want her to get hurt.
Yeah, I understand that.
So, do you realize you're giving her mixed messages?
Yeah, I do.
That's something that creates what we call a double bind. It is a distressing dilemma in communication where an individual receives two conflicting messages and one message negates the other. And the clear example of that is, come here, get back. Come here, get away. And that can make people really confused. And when it happens in romantic relationships, it creates very explosive situations. Now, coming up, Jack and Britt almost didn't make it to the show. We're going to find out why next.
Tomorrow on an all-new Dr. Phil. She lost 300 pounds, but is her fiancé?
You feel controlled by him.
Happy with her new look?
Where did these come from?
Never have I been physical with anybody.
That's tomorrow.
Corinne's mom, Christy, gives in to Corinne every single time because she doesn't want to deal with all the trauma. And Christy's just, here you go. Here's my daughter. Take care of her. Deal with her crazy ass. Christy could have been a better mom to Corinne. Like, no, you're not. I'm your parent. I'm going to take away your phone, and I'm not going to drive you out there, and I'm going to take your car away. I'm going to drive you to work every day, and if you don't do all that, you can live on the street. You're almost 20 years old. Christy needs to step up as a mom in a major way.
While in Los Angeles with his mother, Jack used social media to show all of his followers what he's up to.
What's up in my backpack, bitch? You know what I mean? We got the Patron, bitch. We got the Jack, bitch. We got, hey, bitch. Oh, no!
Where'd you get all the alcohol?
Lobby, people in the lobby, people that are room service. That's where I got the alcohol at.
So the hotel just gave you alcohol?
Basically.
Well, basically, they either did or they didn't.
Yeah, they did.
Did you buy it?
No. Telling you the truth right now, Dr. Phil.
Well, I'm going to chat with them. So I'm guessing that didn't happen exactly that way, but we'll figure out what happened. You didn't want to come here because you resent having to spend even more time on this, right?
That's correct.
I mean, it's like, how much is enough? But do you hear his contribution to the problem here?
Yes.
You say that you love her. Do you want a relationship with her going forward?
No, not at all. This is the last straw. I'm being completely honest.
What's the last straw?
This whole show, this whole everything. I need advice on how to get her out of my life for good.
I'm going to give you that advice. And Corinne has been backstage watching, and she's going to come back. But in order to do that, I'm going to have to dismiss you. So I want to tell you some things before you go here. You know, I've said that you're giving her a mixed message.
Yeah.
And you've said, sometimes I get anxious and she comforts me.
Yeah.
You can't do that.
No, I know.
With someone that you know, someone that you know is vulnerable to your attention, for you to use her, and it is using her, for you to use her in any way for a day or an hour or a night, and you know that that's going to trigger in her rekindling all of this is something that is very cruel and you just can't do. It's being very hurtful to her.
Yeah, things will only get worse.
To on again, off again, because obviously she can't handle that, and I know why she can't handle it, and it has nothing to do with you. It has nothing to do with her parenting. It has nothing to do with your parenting. It has to do with some other things that have nothing to do with the here and now. You follow what I'm saying?
I follow what you're saying, okay.
All right. Coming up, Corinne is going to join us, and I'm going to ask her what she thinks about everything Jack has just said so far. And I'm going to tell her what I think is really driving this situation. We'll be right back. Do you have a story only I can help solve? Go to drphil.com and click Be on the Show or text Phil to 88500. If you're going to be in the Los Angeles area and want to watch a live taping of the Dr. Phil Show, call 323-461-PHIL or visit drphil.com. Tickets are free, and I hope to see you soon. Well, Corinne is back with us, and she says she never imagined that she would become that, quote, crazy ex-girlfriend who can't stay away from her ex. What's your reaction?
This is, I mean, this is how it's been for 2 years. It's going to be the same thing. As soon as we get back, he's going to not talk to me. He's going to have me blocked. And then a week from now, 2 weeks from now, it will be right back to the same thing. I know what he said on stage, where he said, oh, I love her, but I don't want to be with her anymore. I mean, it's just that's the same thing that he said to me over and over and over again. He's told you that I love her, but don't want to be with her anymore. And then a week or two later, I'm back. I know that my actions are not right. I know that, you know, the whole space thing, I realize that everybody wants their own space.
You say that in a week he will call you. Why is it up to him? Why
it shouldn't be up to him. It really should be up to me. I should have I should be able to say no.
But there's a dynamic between the two of you, and there's a dynamic between you and Jack. And, you know, Christy believes that Corinne's self-esteem and insecurities are holding her back, and there's no question they are. She says, and I think she is partially right here, that it stems from what happened to her when she was 8 years old. Take a look.
When Corinne was 8 years old, she was the victim of a sex crime. She was at a sleepover at a friend's house, and that little girl's dad molested both of them. Therefore, I've just carried that guilt with me till this day. Because I wasn't able to protect Corinne in the past, I will often give in to her. And if she's extremely upset and begging me to make a phone call, I will make that call. If she's just hounding me to borrow the car, I will let her use the car, knowing that she's most likely going to go out to his house. I always feel like if I turn my back on her, or if I demand and say no to everything, that it will turn into like something very, very extreme. I know that sometimes the things I do for Corinne is hurting her, but I'm just not able to cut her off.
You're truly parenting her from guilt. And you know that. You say, I feel bad because I let that happen. That was then. This is now. When you say, I know I shouldn't, but means forget what I said, which is I know I shouldn't. But means forget that. I just give in to her knowing that I shouldn't. And that does enable her to continue to live with pathology. People that have survived sexual abuse and molestation need very specific kinds of help so as not to define themselves in a damaged fashion. And it's very clear to me that your self-esteem and self-worth was very damaged there, and your personal truth has been trampled on, and that's never been repaired, that's never been fixed. And the problem is, our personal truth is what we believe about ourselves at our absolute core, and we generate the results we believe we deserve. And so when you're hiding in the bushes, or you're chasing after him and begging and pleading and putting up with all of this, that tells me immediately that that's what you believe you deserve. We're going to take a break, and when we come back, I'm going to tell you what I think you need to do about that. Want to know what's coming up on Dr. Phil? Visit our website and subscribe to our email newsletter. You'll get weekly updates, life strategies, and exclusive video that you won't find anywhere else.
Plus, on drphil.com, you can see sneak previews of upcoming shows. Log on today.
Well, I'm here with two moms Christy and Brett, and I have asked you to stay, even though I'm talking about her problem, because I need the two of you to help here. This relationship between Jack and Corinne has gotten toxic, right?
Yes.
He's doing things that he should not be doing. She's doing things she should not be doing. And at this point, they're bringing out the worst in each other. This is going to bring out terrible things in Jack. He needs to stay out of this relationship, and you need to stay out of this relationship. You don't need to be in a relationship, and you have the idea that you do, that you need to be validated by somebody loving you and being in a relationship, by having male attention, and that's just simply not true. And you should not be in a relationship until you go into it with a position of strength. Because when you go into a relationship, you bring with it all of your history and all of your baggage, and you either contribute to it or contaminate it. And right now, you're contaminating it with your history because it's never been fully resolved. It takes very specialized care, and I am willing and prepared to immediately arrange for you to have that very specialized care. And right now, do you have the ego strength to say, yes, Dr. Phil, I'll never talk to him again, I'll never call him again, I won't take his call if it comes, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera? I don't expect you to have the strength to say and do all that right now. I expect you to get him to not make that phone call, and I expect you to change her phone number where they make it very difficult for them to contact each other. I want you to star in your own life, and to do that, we need to get some things fixed with you. Will you work with me here? Okay? All right. Fair enough. All right. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's show, if you have a story you want to share, log on to drphil.com. Thank you. We'll see you next time.
Memories can kill ya, but I didn't hear ya. I thought that I could fly, but woke up on the asphalt. I swear there was the last time. I've always been naive, call it.